Phones. Over the past decade, they've grown to hold such an immense power at just the palm of your hands. With the device you carry around with you every single day, all of knowledge known to man is just a few taps away. But with such a powerful tool, it comes at a cost too. It's the ultimate distraction device. Statistically, we crave stimulation. It's part of our universal human condition to avoid boredom. It's part of our natural instinct. As we see that people would rather be electrically shocked than left alone with their thoughts, according to the University of Virginia. And being completely sensory deprived is even worse, as people described it as a terrifying hour to experience. The average phone user touches their smartphone 2,617 times per day, and we spend roughly 4 to 5 hours a day on these phones and other related devices. 2,617 times per day. If you account the fact that you sleep 8 hours per day, that means on average we tap our phones over 160 times per hour. That's whether you're picking your phone up, double tapping to like a picture, scrolling through a feed, or texting someone. So what is phone addiction, and what are some signs that you experience this in some sort of a degree? Phone addiction is the continued reliance on the stimulation the device provides. For me, I have my phone everywhere, and everywhere I go, my phone is in my pocket. Oftentimes, I pick up my phone subconsciously without even realizing it, just as a part of a habit. Matt Diavella made a superb explanation on how this works, and here's a short excerpt on that.
Enough. Like many people, I had hardwired into my brain this compulsive checking. But it wasn't the content that I was addicted to. It wasn't the likes, comments, and DMs. It was the anticipation of what could be. But it's almost always nothing.
It's the anticipation of what might be. You're not picking your phone up or touching your phone 2,617 times per day because you need to or have a clear objective on why you're picking your phone up. And most people find it rewarding to check their apps and notification, and some can be addictive to this positive feeling, compulsively checking their phone for updates. FOMO is pretty much the explanation here. But half the time, you're picking it up for the sole purpose of, hey look, oh, a notification, gotta open that up. And then time goes by without you even realizing it. I can't tell you enough how many times this has happened to me. So what are some signs to look out for to see if you're dependent on your phone, at least to a varying degree? Number 1, you pick your phone up first thing in the morning. I am no exception to that. I admittedly pick up my phone the first thing every morning. The issue with this process is that it becomes autonomous and becomes part of your hardwired routine. Number 2, you use your phone whenever you're bored, whether you're waiting a few minutes in line, dozing through a boring lecture, or while you're taking a shit. Number 3, you get anxious whenever your phone isn't around you. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily be an active, conscious thought. It can be involuntary movements like constantly reaching down to your pockets to realize your phone isn't there. When your phone becomes part of your body and not as an accessory or a tool, that's when you can preemptively see that this is an issue. So let's talk about why you want to reduce this screen time a bit or relieve some of this compulsive behavior. Researchers found that smartphone use was in fact associated with symptoms of anxiety and depression, as well as increased experience of stress. The more participants use their smartphones, the more likely they were to experience symptoms associated with these disorders and report being stressed. Now that's just the mental health perspective. If you're using your phone 4 to 5 hours a day, without a doubt, it's making you less productive. Of course, not every minute of your phone use is wasteful or unproductive, but let's say if you were able to cut back a little less, 30 minutes a day less, or an hour less per day. What can you do with that additional free time that you just magically created? You could go for a run, go to the gym, you can make dinner for yourself instead of going out to eat and save money. You can spend that additional hour of time with your family. Whatever the case may be, the point is, with just a little bit of effort and a little bit of self-discipline, you're able to create a lot more free time for yourself, and quite easily too. So I want to know, if we were able to reduce our screen time from 4 to 5 hours, just a little bit, how much more productive will we become? So that's exactly what I'm going to find out. Why am I outside? For the next 30 days, I've decided that I'm going to delete all of my social media off of my phone. I want to see if anything would change mentally, and if I do change in a positive way and become more time resourceful. Well, you'll find out what happens soon. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. What are you buying there?
It goes for the week.